and you've been with the company for 6 years. Can you maybe briefly describe when you joined in the beginning, the situation of the company, and what did you do? What are the secret tactics did you pull out to grow the company in the earlier stage? And then we'll chat about how the different scale works
Yeah,
near today.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So when I joined Ninja like 6 years ago, it was a company of 80 employees, and now we are over 1,000. So crazy growth in the past 6 years, and the growth has been steady. So even when the SaaS company was so hot, we didn't have like 500, 600 year-over-year growth. And when the market like cooled down a little bit, like during the COVID or post-COVID, we also saw similar year-over-year growth. So, and in the past 6 years, MR, monthly recurring revenue, I think increased by around 16 times since I joined. So it's like really amazing growth. And I feel to me, the most exciting part is definitely the start of the journey. So when I joined, like how to figure out, I think the most important thing, like when the company is just starting out, like to, having the product market fit, you want to go and fish for larger audience. I think the key there in the early stage is how to find your pillar channel and pillar campaign as early as possible. And to do that, I don't know how to call it, like whether it's tactics or it's just like maybe a framework. So I think the thing is, first, across stages, I think 3 points, to get the early on, pillar campaign and channels. So three things. The first thing, across stages, not only for the early on stage, you should align 100% with company goals, no matter whether you are a specialist, a manager, a director, a VP. That's important. From day one, you should know like what's the goal of the company. The company wants to get as many users at all cost, or the company wants to make money, right? So, and whether the company wants to grow at a specific segment, or the company is trying out in the market, want to see which target audience responds to them. So I think for this one, you need to be 100% aligned with company goals. And then for the early on, how to find your pillar channel and campaigns. First thing, you should be focusing on bringing things from 0 to 1. I will have some examples how to do 0 to 1. For example, if you want to do a digital campaign, you should set your OKR as set up this campaign to get the first qualified lead. You can get 10 probably if you can get one, but this like one lead means you need to be doing a lot of things right. You need to have the right campaign. You need to have the right landing page. You need to have a form that is working. You need to have the messaging on the page, which might not be perfect, but at least incentivize the people who are willing to give you the information, right? And for example, 0 to 1 can be go to an event, right? And with a limited budget, because you're early on, you should choose the right event to go to. And you should because of the limited budget, you should be very, very selective of the event you are go to make sure you meet the audience where they are, and you have your best salespeople with you, hopefully to schedule one qualified demo on the spot. So the OKR for that event should be like one qualified demos, right? Just the one. If you can do all the ones, you will see, okay, you will be a surprise. For some things, you will never get the one. And for some things, it's so much easier to get the one. So that's very, very important to bring things from 0 to 1. That one is the most important thing. And the second, find the one that is scalable and repeatable. Not all the ones are equally important. That's also, the rule number 2. Like, okay, for some of those things, maybe you get your first client, but you use all the relationships you have. You cold calling like 100 times, begging 10 friends. You finally got to know one person. But thinking about it, whether it's scalable or not, no, you don't have like 100 people of you. You're just like by yourself. If you want to scale that one client to 10 clients, it's almost impossible. But if you can go to 10 events, similar events, having that one crew of salespeople with you, and they are all cheaper end in terms of the cost, with a TV there, rental a TV there, and do the demos there, maybe it's workable. And also on the digital side, maybe in your space, the PPC is relatively cheap, right? And among the same industry, there are cheaper cost keywords. There are like higher end of the keyword. Like maybe you have a group of keywords, you can get like 10 leads, 100 leads without, doing, with the same infra, like with the same landing page, with the same form, or maybe just like some modifications. So find the one that is scalable and repeatable. And last but not least, maybe the most important rule among the three. So first rule, 0 to 1. Second rule, find the one which is scalable and repeatable. And the third, 80-20 rule. If not more than 80, I would say like 90, 10%, 90%, 10% rule. Because when you just starting out, your team is lean, right? But there are always things you need to do. You need to set up an email campaign. You need to have, some SDRs calling out. You need to go to events anyhow. You need to have a website which has banners. There are some like logistic things. You need to be there, getting the low-hanging fruits, because once you do it, you always have the base coming in, right? So you need to have the efforts there to set up all the basic infra, but then you need to focus, you need to spend 80, even if not more, of your efforts scaling the 0 to 1, which is scalable and repeatable. So that really worked for us. And the period of time may be like longer than you expected. For us, I think we had the same recipe for growth for maybe like 1 or 2 years. And we just like did that really well. And we saw the growth like coming in like all the time by doing that one thing really, really well.